Hello, everyone. It is a Labor Day in New York, and I go back to work tomorrow. I'm a teacher, so I figured today I'll do my last video before work time. So today I'm going to talk about the Doors, and I'm going to talk about this album, Weird Scenes Inside the Goldmine, and I'm also going to talk about a box set that I own. So let's first talk about Weird Scenes Inside the Goldmine. Now, I got into the Doors in the late 80s, early 90s when the Doors movie came out. And then I started to listen to their music, and I was reading Jim Morrison's poetry books, and I just really got into the Doors. I never knew about this album, though. This is a later pressing. It's, I believe, on 180 gram, and it's got the Butterfly Electra label, and it's on gold vinyl, which is really cool. It's a great collection, and what's cool about this collection is that it includes two tunes, Who Scared You and You Need Meat, Don't Go No Further, that I don't believe were on any albums, but they're included on this collection, which I thought was cool. And it's got everything on here. That's what I listened to a lot, but I was able to find my Doors box set on CD, so I want to talk about that and maybe talk about some of the albums in it. Whoop, as I drop it here. But here's the box set, and I'm trying to look for a date on here when this was released. Whoa. You know you're getting older when you can't read the writing on CD boxes. But, well, it's not that important. Let's get into the albums. I thought this was kind of a cool set because it had some unreleased stuff on it, but it also did like mini albums, replicas of the original releases. Okay. So, if you're a Doors fan, you're familiar with all these albums. But, the first album, just going through it, it just reads like. Oh. Really? You know what's funny? I'm going to turn it this way. I have my phone literally propped up on my garbage can. Oh, gosh. These are like ghetto videos, but whatever. It still works. So, back to what I was saying. Reading through this first album, it reads like a greatest hits. I mean, you've got Break On Through to the Other Side, Soul Kitchen, The Crystal Ship, 20th Century Fox, Alabama Song, Light My Fire, Backdoor Man, I Looked at You, End of the Night, Take It As It Comes, and one of my favorite Doors songs, The End. And this album basically is a greatest hits because every song on here is killer. All right, moving on. I love the cover of Strange Days. This was their second album. It's just got a really cool cover, and I like the back of it as well. It's one of those album covers that you can just get yourself just lost in as you're listening to the music. Strange Days, Your Lost Little Girl, Love Me Two Times, Unhappy Girl, Horse Latitudes, which is a cool tune because Jim Morrison's just reciting this crazy ass poetry. Moonlight Drive, People Are Strange, My Eyes Have Seen You, I Can't See Your Face in My Mind, and When the Music's Over. Just some thoughts on this album. Some of my favorite songs on this, I really like Moonlight Drive and Your Lost Little Girl. Again, the hits, probably People Are Strange, obviously, and When the Music's Over. I feel like When the Music's Over is kind of like a second try at recreating the end. And it works. It's a great song. I mean, I don't think it's as great as the end, but it's still Still a great, great song. Okay, moving on. Just going through the Doors box set here. Yes. Morrison Hotel. I always wondered, like, that's a cool, cool photo on the inside. I always thought, like, it'd be cool to, like, seek out where this hotel was. And I always thought it was cool, like, as a kid, I would look here, rooms for $2.50, which is pretty cool. But what's cool about this, box set is it recreates the inner sleeves as well. And that's what the CDs look like on the Elektra label. So it's a cool box set. I mean, I know some people really aren't into CDs as much anymore, but I still am. And obviously vinyl as well. But the songs on Morrison Hotel, I'm just looking here. You've got some big ones. Roadhouse Blues. Waiting for the Sun, which would be funny, is funny because it never appeared on the actual album Waiting for the Sun. It's a great song, though. You Make Me Real. Peace Frog. I listen to a lot of punk music, and I just got into this band called Saccharine Trust. And Saccharine Trust is on the SST label, and they do a great rendition of Peace Frog. So if you ever want to hear kind of a cool version of that song, check out Saccharine Trust, the Peace Frog cover. Blue Sunday, beautiful song. Something like that. Ship of Fools, Land Ho, The Spy, Queen of the Highway. Queen of the Highway is a cool song. Haven't listened to that in a while. Okay, now we're up to a top 5 song of mine off this album, and that is Indian Summer. I love that song. And then Maggie McGill. So this is another great album. I would say the highlights for me on this, definitely Indian Summer. Definitely Blue Sunday. I love Peace Frog. I love Waiting for the Sun. And I tell you, when you put Roadhouse Blues on, you can't help but to shake your head and just nod as you're driving. I'm probably not doing these in order, but I don't think I am actually. Waiting for the Sun. I love that on the inside. The Celebration of the Lizard. Because he was the Lizard King. Cool CD. The gold Elektra label. Now, this album is another classic. I mean, Hello, I Love You. Love Street is in my top 5 Doors songs. Not to Touch the Earth, really cool dark song. Summer's Almost Gone, perfect for this time of year, the end of September. Summer's almost gone. Wintertime Love, great. The Unknown Soldier, Spanish Caravan, very cool song. My Wild Love Went Riding. We Could Be So Good Together. Yes, the River Knows, and 5 to 1. Actually, this album, like, so far for me, I don't know, I love all the Doors albums. I'm not going to rate them yet. Maybe another video I'll rate these. This is another kick-ass album, though. All right, what else we got in here? The box. Yes. This album could be one of those albums that divides some fans. The Soft Parade. And I think this album, you had all the hits prior to this album. And then they tried something a little different on this. And I'm thinking about that last song, The Soft Parade. It's a really cool tune. But it's one of those songs that you have to listen to quite a few times, and you might not get it the first time. It's 8 minutes and 40 seconds long, and it goes through different cycles, but it's a really cool song. What else is on here? Wishful Sinful. That's a really pretty song. Runnin' Blue. Wild Child. Easy Ride. Do It. Shaman's Blues. Touch Me. Oh, yeah. Touch Me's on here. Top 5 Doors song. Tell All the People. Another great song. I love the song Touch Me. I got two young kids, 14. My daughter's 14 and my son is 12. And every time I put that song on, they love it. They sing along with it. So it's cool that they're getting into the Doors, and it's because of that song Touch Me. It's a great song. So Soft Parade, great album. I don't think it's as strong as the 4 previous albums, but there's still some good songs on here. And again, the Soft Parade, the actual song, if you haven't listened to it in a while, and maybe for whatever reason, if you didn't get into it the first couple times, give it another listen. Pour yourself a cup of coffee or a glass of wine, whatever you do. Turn the lights out, throw that on, and you might get it. And lastly, yes. Dun, 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 dun. LA Woman. This brings back a funny story. I put this on my Christmas list one year when I was in high school. And, I wrote LA Woman on my Christmas list for my parents. And my mom always thought it was La Woman. She's like, why do you want an album called La Woman? I'm like, Mom, it's LA Woman. So anyway, this is another great album. I mean, really, the song LA Woman and Riders on the Storm are worth the price of admission for this. And Riders on the Storm is definitely a top 5 Doors song. I better be careful by saying top 5 because I'm going to end up listing like 10 songs and I'm going to say this is in the top 5 and I'm 12 songs into my top 5. But The Changeling, Love Her Madly, Been Down So Long, Cars Hiss By My Window, La Woman, just kidding. L'America, Hyacinth House. Ooh, Hyacinth House, that's a great song. Crawling Kingsnake, The Wasp, and Riders on the Storm. I feel like this album is a lot bluesier than a lot of their other albums. I really feel like they got into the blues. You can tell Jim Morrison had gained some weight by this point, but he's still looking pretty cool on that cover. And what's cool about this cover is that, the yellow inner sleeve, changes the background, which I thought was pretty cool. I have another CD. I can't remember where it is. It's got a white cover. Oh, crap. What's it called? American something. It's got Jim Morrison reciting a lot of his poetry on it. That's really cool. I can't remember the title of it, though. But you know what? Doors, they've been a favorite of mine for a long time. Like I said, I got into them when that Doors movie came out in the early 90s. Was it the late 80s, early 90s? I think it was Val Kilmer, right, playing Jim Morrison. And ever since then, I've been hooked. I had a couple of his collections. Somewhere I have them stored of his poetry. Really weird stuff. So I remember I started writing stuff like that in high school, trying to be like Jim Morrison. And, thinking about the Doors, though, nobody sounds like the Doors, and nobody ever will sound like the Doors. They just had a great, great vibe. I mean, you can't even put your finger on it, but when you put the needle down or when you put the CD in, you just hear it. It just takes you on a journey. And I guess really, for a band name, The Doors is a great name because literally, well, not literally, figuratively, they're opening up doors for you to expand your mind. So, as I always say, if you haven't listened to The Doors in a while, please dig out that Doors collection. Pop some stuff in. I don't care if it's vinyl, CD, 8-track, cassette. Just get that going. Open up the windows. Jam it out. All right? All right. Happy Labor Day. And if you're a teacher, good luck this year in teaching. And if you're not a teacher, well, keep going and good luck with your job. All right. Until the next video. Goodbye.